which are the planets? Mercury is in Virgo, Uranus in Taurus, and Saturn in Capricorn. All aspect one another, creating a very grounding energy for almost 2 to 3 weeks, the peak being 23rd to 25th August. Earth signs are known for being practical, but when Saturn, especially in hardworking Capricorn, is involved, there's extra stability. Uranus is the planet of surprise and unexpected events, but with all of this grounding energy, it's likely that its energy will manifest as innovative and money making ideas. Mercury in Virgo will remind us that our communication is actually attractive. There is beauty in simplicity, practicality, which is a long term mindset, and putting in the hard work now will turn our manifestations into reality. Understanding it individually. Now, Saturn is in Capricorn. Saturn in Capricorn is cardinal Earth, also called reacting sign. Saturn is Capricorn's ruling planet and enhances inclination towards shrewd judgment, practical ambition, and patience. At times, Saturn may tip the scales, causing a tendency to be careful with money to fall into stinginess or the desire to become established professionally and develop stinginess with the time given to family or friends. Saturn's negative influence may be felt also as a heaviness that encourages a natural inclination to be pessimistic. So, what are the good aspects? Well, very ambitious, the will to structure your life around your goals, willing to make sacrifices along the way, has discipline, integrity, keen sense of duty, and power of endurance, puts knowledge and experience to good use, good organizing and managing abilities, will do very well in positions of authority, very patient, and gives you practicality too. But what are the bad aspects if you don't take advantage of this trine? You'll be too wrapped in ambitions. You may deprive yourself of self happiness. You don't like to get too close or intimate. You may become a little suspicious, self doubt, driven to the extent that other people's needs and feelings are completely disregarded. You may become over serious with a narrow perspective, pessimistic, and get into a kind of a depression. Now, Mercury in Virgo, it talks about our thoughts put into words. So the quality and element is mutable, and the sign is Earth. What does it implicate? Well, that being the planet of thought, focus, and communication through words, it symbolizes your style of communication, your reasoning ability, and the way you think. While the sun governs our self expression, Mercury helps us put our solar vibes into actual words. Language, both written and verbal, are this planet's main domain. The way we organize, synthesize, and transfer the data also falls to Mercury, which governs our mobile devices, scheduling, and transportation. In astrology, Mercury is the planet linked with your thoughts and the way that your mind works. Therefore, information can also be gained about the way you communicate with other people and how you approach the learning process. So, when your Mercury is in Virgo, your discriminating mind can be critical and analytical. You can also become obsessed with detailed knowledge. This may be to your detriment in daily life, although it is very beneficial for doing any kind of research. Be precise in your communication with others. This planet operates at its best in Virgo. You will feel more clear headed than you have ever. If you're currently a student, age no bar, basically meaning if you're a keen learner, Mercury in Virgo brings the back to school energy you need to work through the start of the semester. With Mercury in Virgo, your train of thought is streamlined for maximum efficiency. You will experience feeling attentive, focused, and more detailed oriented now because Virgo is the zodiac's ultimate perfectionist. There is bound to be great energy for all things related to work, making you productive. Any project started or wrapped up now is basically guaranteed to come out exactly how you wanted it to be. The main issue with Mercury in Virgo is how nitpicky and matter of fact it can make you. You may feel critical and instinctively home in on imperfections during this time. So, when you're so focused on what could be improved, you lose out on feeling good factor about everything else that has been done right. So, basically, my advice to you is if no one's asking for criticism, don't volunteer to dish it out. That's the number one survival tip for this Virgo season or for this Mercury being placed in Virgo. Now, when Uranus is in Taurus, Earth energy with fixed quality, known as the planet of rebellion, Uranus commands vibrant electric energies of change. It governs discovery, innovation, invention, novelty, and all things progressive, both in terms of the political and in the sense of actual forward notion. You want to turn your life in a significantly different direction, whether it's changing your career, losing a lot of weight, or becoming more assertive in dealing with people, do some change training first. Altering small but habitual patterns begin to loosen rigidity, helping you develop the flexibility needed to manage revolutionary Uranus. Shift the order of your morning routine, change your own outlook of life, alter a bit of your schedule, do and say different things in risk free situations as practice for making bigger changes in your life. If you have difficulty expressing your needs with others, then try making gentle alterations in behavior that build confidence towards making more dramatic ones later. It's a revolutionary time. Reject fear, embrace abundance, whether it's in love or career or building your finance and resources. Rejecting fear is a big part of how we can collectively manage Uranus moving into Taurus. We can turn it into a triumph rather than a tragedy. In other words, now is a good time to start preparing for some challenging times as we adjust to a very necessary change. While we will almost inevitably be experiencing restriction because Saturn and Pluto are both retrogrades in Capricorn, this very restriction may be what saves the natural world. Uranus in Taurus cannot do it all on its own. It can provide the fuel, but not the fire. We will all have to work towards this goal of abundance and financial security for everyone. Now, how do we prepare for this great trine? Here are some tips to get you on the right track. Reevaluate your possessions. Consider what it would look like if you got rid of things that other people might think you'd be crazy to get rid of, like your car, or your computer, or your house. You might be surprised at what you learn or what you get in return. Stop throwing good things away. Now that you have reevaluated your possessions, take deep and attentive care of the things you own. Learn to work with your hands. Move away from a disposable culture. Now you could celebrate beauty. Reverse the rise of new beauty standards and relationships with gender. Let Uranus in Taurus liberate you from oppressive, rigid moves of viewing physical beauty and presentations. Practice beholding, displaying, and appreciating. Transform the way you eat. This can be something that is both luxurious and deliberate. We are likely to be seeing a worldwide shift in diet and food culture, perhaps even the long awaited downfall of the agro industrial complex as we focus on now local, bioregional, sustainable, and indigenous food sources. Start a garden. Even if it is just a planter or box of herbs in your apartment window, take this opportunity to connect with the process of growing your own food. Invest in alternative economies. Prepare for the rise of cryptocurrencies and the potential of upheaval in the global financial markets. Begin to participate in barter and gift economies in your communities. Separate your worth from your wealth. It is hard for us in a late capitalist society to do this. We were raised with the adage, time is money. But time is not money. Time is not anything except an arbitrary way of measuring our experiences in a constantly changing universe. And while we are on the subject, money is not anything either. It is merely an outmoded symbolic system that technology can replace as soon as we are ready to let go of attachment to the hierarchy. Remember, you are not your bank account. So make the best use of this grand trine in the earth elements, and it's applicable for everybody. You need to say, where is this, which part of your life these signs are situated. Make use of those planets, make the changes in those areas, and don't forget to look at your natal chart while you're working on these transits, because you will become aware of your true potentials and talents, and then that awareness can actually lead to your health, wealth, and happiness. Stay blessed.